Great Spirit, saints and sages of all times, of all places, O ye pathmakers of old, most beloved Ishtadevata, in all of thy names and all of thy forms, ancestors of our bloodlines, ancestors of all of our adopted lines, ancestors of our friendship lines, ancestors of our spiritual lines, O ye powers that be of the air, the earth, the fire, the water, the ether, Namaste. Come forth and bless our time together. Bless our sangha, bless our meditation. Most beloved gurus of the Holy Kriya lineage, Om Shri Papaji Namaha, Om Shri Lahiri Mahasaya Ji Namaha, Om Shri Kuteshwarji Namaha, Om Shri Paramahansa Yogananda Ji Namaha, Om Shri Sadguru Shali Ji Namaha, Om Shri Swami Pranananda Ji Namaha. Om Shri Babaji Namaha. Om Shri Lahiri Mahasaya Ji Namaha. Om Shri Teshwarji Namaha. Om Shri Paramahansa Yogananda Ji Namaha. Om Shri Sadguru Shali Ji Namaha. Om Shri Mahaswami Pranananda Ji Namaha. Pour forth thy blessings upon us. Sweep clear the obstacles that our time together may be a blessing unto each of us and to all who enter our aura. Focusing your attention at the sun center, the point between your eyes. Take 3 long, deep breaths. And focus the attention at the sun center. Sitting relaxed, keeping your awareness focused there. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Namaste and welcome. Welcome to our Sunday Sangha. Welcome to my heart. In the ever-present now, Once upon a time, in the month of May, there was a sacred, beautiful day. The moon was full. And the clan gathered. It was a special day. It was coming of age day. And all of those young people who had attained coming of age day were coming before the clan for their final test, the final question which they had to answer before they would be accepted as full members of the clan. You can imagine there was a little nervousness among them, just a little bit nervous. They'd been studying their whole lives to reach this moment, to attain this time. They all kind of look at each other. What's the question going to be? The elders are sitting at the front in their chairs, looking very majestic, kindly, but majestic. And the senior elder says to them, to be accepted as a member of the clan, you must tell us what is the greatest wealth of the clan. In other words, why do you want to be accepted here? You see, there was a choice. They could either be accepted as a full member of the clan or go off and find someplace else to live the rest of their lives. So all of them were taken aside, one by one they came out. And the first one who came out was a very tall man, young man. What is the wealth of the clan? What is the most important, the wealth of the clan? And he looks around and he says, well, the land, obviously, the land and the buildings, this is our true wealth. Without this land, we would be nothing. The elders looked at him and they kind of nodded and pointed him off to go sit in the side. Goes, call the next one in. This person is very jovial, young, happy, laughing. What is the wealth of our clan? Well, it's obviously the water. We have the lake. It is beautiful. Lake Kichigumi is right here. The water is pure and clean. We could not live without the water. This is our greatest wealth. I smiled very gently and pointed him off to the side. The next one comes in. He's a very short man, very fiery, red hair. And what is the wealth of our clan? Why, the wealth of our clan is the strength of our arms, our physical strength that we can plow the land, but we can protect our clan. It is the warriors that are the wealth of our clan. Nodded their head. Okay. Send him off. They're starting to look at each other. Yeah, these they're not doing so hot here. The next one comes in. What is the wealth of our clan? And of course, he stops and picks up his harp. The The wealth of our clan is the music. It's the music, the art. Look at all the art that we've drawn on our buildings. That is the wealth. And off he goes. Now, they're thinking, okay, we're getting pretty not so good here. The next person who comes in is a medium build. Very beautiful, very intellectual looking, nice glasses on. What is the wealth of our land? Well, it's our ability to communicate. It's all of our books, it's all of our learning. It's our ability to communicate. No, they're getting better. This is pretty good. Okay. They sent him off to the side. Two more left. Who's going to know the answer? The next person comes in, flowing, gold locks, curly gold locks, strong man, very strong man, nice Leoan beard. What is the wealth of our land? The wealth of our land is our power, our ability to get all of those around us to do what we want. It's our ability to rule well. They nod, and off he goes. The last person comes in. What is the wealth of our land? They're getting very impatient and very discouraged, the elders are. This isn't going the way it should have gone. And the last person comes in, and it's a beautiful woman, young woman, just as the most pleasing to your eyes that you'd ever want to see. Think of the most beautiful woman to you in all of the world, and she was that. Well, we know that all the power comes from the feminine, the divine feminine, the moon. Why, that is our greatest power. The feminine that is within all of us is our greatest power. Thank you for coming. And they send her off. And they sit and look at each other and say, this is botched up. This is not good. Not one of them came close. They might as well have gone and looked on the internet. They didn't come close at all. What are we going to do? Picking up his goblet of water, taking a sip. The oldest of all of them. Excuse me. They paid attention. He rarely spoke. May I make a suggestion, please? Will you indulge me? Of course. I would like to bring forth one other candidate for acceptance to the clan. Now, who? They're all here. No, I've been privately tutoring a candidate. It's been a long time since that he had privately tutored anyone, so they were quite surprised. And I think she's ready to come today. And out comes this beautiful soul. Very simple looking young woman, dressed very simply. She comes out and goes directly to her elder, directly to her teacher. Namaste, Guruji. Thank you for this opportunity. What is the question, please? I.e., what is the greatest wealth of our clan? She bows. And she says, I need help. You can see, I'm a young girl. I need help. May I have help? And he looks at us. Yeah, well, okay, you can have help. And she calls all of the others over. Could you help me? Would you help me, please? They want me to answer this question, and it means a lot. Could you come and help? Okay. They came. And she said, let's get in a circle. Can we get in a circle? Okay. Her guru is nodding. Yeah, fine, it's fine, it's fine. And she says to her guru, may we borrow the light? May we borrow your light? He reaches up. He gives her the light. She takes it with both hands, well trained, right? Well trained. Right on the bottom, left on the bottom. Takes the light and brings it back to the circle and places it on the stone. And the light grows. And she says to all of them, let us hold hands for a moment. Let us focus on the light. They looked at the light. And she said, now, if we close our eyes, just do what she says. Close our eyes and focus at the sun center and see that light that my Guruji gave us. Now hear the light. Now let us each lift the light and bring it to our sun center. And together let us bring the light to the sun center and draw it in. And the light divine given to us by our teachers, draw it to the sun center, inhaling that light and feel it melting down the spinal column. And all of the others followed her. They all picked the light up and held it at their sun center. And using their breath, they drew the light in. And using their breath, the light filled every cell of their being. Slowly opening her eyes, she turned to the others and said, thank you. And turned to the elders and said, the wealth of our clan is the light divine that is within each of us. The light that was given to us that we might see. But the light must be brought by all of us. One person brings, all join. Everything that they said was true about the wealth of the land, the clan, but it all lives here. She smiled and went over and touched the feet of her guru. Thank you, Guruji. And the elders were deeply moved. And they said, i.e., you alone, have passed the test. You and you alone will be accepted as a member of the clan. And she looked at her guru and he smiled. And she smiled back at him and she said to the elders, I'm sorry, I do not come alone. Accept me, accept them, for they are me. A part of the wealth of the clan is what they expressed. All of us together must come and be accepted by the clan. And she reached out her hands to hold them. And they held each other's hands and they stood in a circle before the elders with the light divine shining forth from their sun centers, radiating from their eyes, radiating from every cell of their being. Accept me, accept us. And her guru looked down at her and said, well done, i.e., well done. Well done. And the moon rose full in the sky in Scorpio that night. And there was an eclipse. And the energy poured forth upon all of those who had come to graduate, all of those who wished to be accepted. And they were blessed, and they were accepted. For the deepest desire within each soul, each member of that graduating class, each candidate for acceptance, was a desire to be accepted as they were, to be accepted, to be approved of, to be told, yes, I am good enough to be a part of this clan. I am good enough to be accepted. Together, all of us make up the whole. And the blessings poured forth and they were accepted. But more importantly, they had always been accepted. The elders had accepted them long, long, long before they had come to the final exam. They had been accepted, but they had to feel accepted. They had to open their hearts and their minds to feel that they were good enough, that they were accepted by the others. And it was because of the woman, the girl, the student, the chela, really, the disciple, who was above the chakra system, who was outside, who had lifted above the chakras, like you and I can lift above the chakras. It was because she had lifted above and seen that everything within that system comprised the whole. That she was able to unify them and bring the blessing up the sesamanic channel, up, 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 up. And the blessing poured forth upon each soul. Her guru came down, placing his thumb in the water, the sacred vessel. and blessed her. And thus it is with you, with me, with all of us. What is it that we truly desire? And we're at the point that we're very close to the summer planting. Many of you have already gone outside perhaps and started to plant the flowers outside. But what are you planting in your life? What are you planting here at the Sun Center? What are you planting in your thinking? What are you planting in your meditation? What are you planting in the actions of your life, the day-to-day actions? Are you planting a new foundation? Is that where you're pouring all your energy? Are you pouring your energy into philosophy? Are you pouring your energy into activity of some sort or another? Activity, any kind of activity? Are you pouring your energy into creating beauty in your life or appreciating beauty in your life? Are you pouring your energy into jnani, to knowledge, to memorization? Are you pouring your energy to bring the energy up the balanced sun and moon? It is a sacred, special time today, a time in which we can stop and say, the blessings of this moment. Eclipse times are very potent and powerful time gates. Time when the energy pouring forth from the other realms is very strong. Now, some people approach them and they feel uncomfortable with that. Other people approach them and they say, oh, what is the blessing that I can walk through and receive today, that I can draw into my life today? Mystically, it's a great time for meditation, a great time for deep reflection. Now, the beauty of the full moon in Scorpio, the beauty of having this wonderful eclipse is that Scorpio is the state of consciousness where the memory exists forever. They say a Scorpio never forgets. And here we're at a time where the Mercury is retrograde. Mercury is retrograde mystically. What you learn, you never forget. So what is there to learn that you can remember at this time? How can you use this time to benefit your life, to benefit your unfolding? In the story, all of the candidates for graduation were striving to be accepted by the clan. They all wanted acceptance. What do you want? What part of your consciousness also wants acceptance, also wants to be accepted? And more importantly, what will it take for you to feel that you are worthy of acceptance and that you have been accepted, that you are accepted? You know, little things happen in our lives. Little things, you know. You get a job and then they tell you that you're not the fit for them, for the job. You know, it happened to one of my beloved disciples the other night. They said to her, no, you know, thank you, but you're not exactly a fit for us. And I said, you know, I remember that happened to me. That happened to me a couple of times. I'll give you a warning. If you're getting a job, never read on the job. That's a good way No, in your teens, you don't know that you shouldn't be reading on the job, even if it looks like there's nothing to do. Those things hurt. They sting. They sting when they say, you're not a fit for us. Yeah, the truth is, karmically, they weren't a fit for you either. It wasn't a karmic match. But what do we do? What's the lesson? I still accept myself. I still recognize I'm good. You're good. The time, what is the lesson to be learned? To lift, to lift, to lift, to lift. To pick yourself up and to go on. Say, yes, I am accepted. My Ishtadevata, the divine, all the powers that be accept me. Now, are there things about my personality I need to change? Maybe not about your personality, but my personality, I assure you, there are plenty of things that still need a lot of scrubbing, a lot of work. But with that scrubbing and work, there needs to be a moment where you stop and you say, okay, this is all right. I did this. It's good. One of my disciples said the other night, and I learn a lot from them, enormous a lot. I think that's, and she said that she had started in her tarka at the end of the day. Now, I don't know why I never thought of this, but I never have had this thought. I think it was a brilliant thought to write down one good deed that she did for the day. She just decided at the end of the day that she was going to write down, and with all of her journaling, one good deed. I've only done it a few days now. Wow. We have the ritual for the departed, and we say to people, remember your goodness, remember your goodness, remember your good deeds. Well, at the end of every day, remember your goodness, remember your good deeds. Maybe you say, well, I didn't do anything good today. I didn't see anybody. Well, I don't know. Did you think a good thought about somebody? Did you offer up an Om Shanti for someone? Did you smile at someone? Did you write to someone who needed some help? Something that was good. Did you stop and talk to somebody who was in need? Write it down so you remember. It's like priming the pump. You prime the pump of your goodness and you can see it. You can see it. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Now you see all those people who came together, all those candidates for graduation who came together, they were all looking outside of themselves, except for the last, who turned inward and focused here, inward and focused at the Sun Center. And this says that to unify all of these disparate parts, we need to turn inward and focus at the Sun Center. You have all that you need within you. You have the capacity to change your life within you. Someone was telling me the other day, and she's told me this story before, but I think she reminded me the other day that she has a son, and when her son is now an adult man, he's in his 50s someplace, and when her son was little, she always tried to get him to talk about his emotions. Always tried to get him to talk about his emotions. And he used to go to his brother and say, save me, save me. She wants me to talk about what I'm feeling. And she says for decades, she wouldn't stop. She kept feeling like he had to tell her how he felt, that it was really important that he learned to express his emotions. And not long ago, they had another discussion, and he said, Mom, she said, well, there's some friction between us. Why is there friction? And he said, Mom, you have never stopped trying to get me to talk about how I feel. And I'm a man, and I don't want to talk about how I feel. Whoa. And with great wisdom, she said, he was right. That's what I've been doing. She's not alone. You and me, we do the same thing. I certainly do. I had a cat whom I loved. She's not with us on this side anymore. But for her whole life here, I wanted her to behave a certain way. I wanted her to behave like her brother, and she didn't. She did not like to be pet. She did not want to be picked up. She was perfectly happy to live here. She loved the other cats. She played with them, and she loved me, but she did not want to live and behave the way I wanted her to. And you know, it was a miracle to see, truly a profound experience to see clearly one day how much time I had spent wanting her to be something other than she was. Deep spiritual lesson. And since then, whenever I feel that inclination, I have her shining there as no. Neti, neti, neti. Do not try to make her what she's not. Do not try to make the others what they're not. Do not feel that you need to become like the others. Be yourself. Be yourself. Kriyananda used to say, I don't become a little Kriyananda-ette. I think that's a great word. Now, be comfortable, become comfortable with who you are, with your own strengths. And look at the wealth that you have within you. You will be amazed if you sit back and write down some of your goodness, write down some of your good deeds. Now, I said a little bit ago that that Scorpio, the state of consciousness, remembers forever. Wonderful thing. It's also very secretive, very private. But what happens if you remember forever and you don't forgive? That's a problem, a deep problem. So on this day, it is also a good day to say, what is it that you are remembering that needs forgiveness? What is it that you have done that others have done that needs forgiveness? And so look at the soil of your life. Look at what you are needing to till, what you need to change. Small, petite changes, small, petite. I'm not talking about, bringing in the rototiller and tilling the whole garden at once. Take a little section of your life. Make one little petite change that you can make and sustain, that will bring you joy, that will bring you happiness, that will allow you to sit and turn inward and to see the light. And so we'll go now in our meditation. We'll turn inward and go to the high place and receive the blessings of life as we turn inward to clear, to prepare for the next step, to realize that all of us are needed to make the whole. I can't be here alone without you. You can't be here alone without us. You are not alone. We are a part of all of this, a part of life. And that really means that we have to see the others, accept the others, and be willing to accept their help. Let us turn inward, please. Sit with your spine erect. And place your hands on your thighs in the Om Mudra, bringing the index finger and the thumb together and pointing the other three fingers towards your spine. Turn your head to the left, exhaling twice. Bring your head back to the center. Use the sipping breath, inhaling as if through a straw. Pull the energy from the limbs to the trunk of the body. From the trunk to the spinal column. From the base of the spine to the sun center. Moving the golden light in front of you, sweep around to the left, behind, to the right, encase the whole body in light. Do this 2 more times. Expand that golden light. And now ascend upward. At a 45-degree angle, move as high as you are able. Above the building, above the continent, above the earth plane. Ascending until you reach the highest point that you can attain. And stopping there for a moment. Ascend further. In front of you, you see a path. Step upon that path. It leads to a meadow. Walk through the meadow. Hear the birds. Ascend upward. You reach a path into a forest. Begin to ascend. Easily. The light dappling through the trees draws you upward. You see the light shining ahead of you. You are halfway up the mountain. Stepping into the grove, you see in front of you, as far as your eye can see, the light and pine trees. Ancient, ancient, ancient trees. Walking further, you see a shrine. Perfect for you. You enter. The light shines upon you. Move towards the pool of light in the back. You see the pool is fed by a waterfall of light. As you gaze upon the light, it becomes the color that you need at this moment. Enter into the pool. Feel your shoes dissolving away. And all of your clothing dissolving as you walk to the waterfall. Standing under the light, the waterfall pours upon your crown center. The light pours upon your crown center. Filling every cell of your being. Over your skin, through every cell of your body. The light pours through you. Loosening all of the difficult karmas. Allowing them to release themselves. Loosening all of the hurts, the pain. Allowing the light to fill every cell of your being. The heaviness lifts away and your body begins to lightly ascend. The scabs of old wounds, the scars are healed, the scabs are let go. The space is filled with light. You become aware that the light is filled with the blessings of all the powers that be who will support you, who help you. The divine ones are pouring forth the blessings upon you. The light is blessing you. Walk forth from the waterfall. If your body has ascended a little bit, feel that you are walking above the light. Feel yourself covered in new clothing. Beautiful new shoes as you leave the pool of light and walk through the temple, through the shrine. As you walk out of the shrine, you see the moon beginning to rise over the mountains in all of its fullness. Ascend now to the grove of the meditators and find there the sangha, our sangha, the sangha of all the meditators, and join them. As the moon shines upon us, the sun shines upon us also. Let us chant together the Om, coming together, bringing our blessings, bringing forth the Om, radiating it forth into all realms. That all who are in need will feel the light which is within you, that you radiate forth, the light which is within us, that we radiate forth. Softly, softly whisper the Om. Let it radiating forth. Inhale the prana, exhale the Om. And now just sit in silence, in the after effect. Feel the golden dewdrops of Ananda pouring forth upon your crown center, filling every cell of your being. Ananda, 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 Ananda. Hold the sweetness of this blessing. Hold it at your sun center and radiate it forth. Hold it at your heart center and radiate it forth. See the goodness that thou art. Remember your good deeds. Today, remember a good deed. Write it down. Hold it close to your mind's eye so that you can feed this, so it will grow within you, so that in your life, the good deeds, the goodness will grow and flourish. Be thou blessed. Be thou blessed. Be thou triply blessed. Become an ever greater blessing to all of those who enter your aura. Namaste. Namaste. Thank you for the blessing of your presence, for our time together, for your bringing your spiritual energies. Shanti. Namaste.